Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to Toastmasters and your guests. Welcome to Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers Toastmasters Club. We are going to start a meeting. And first of all, in RSS, it is three things. First, Toastmasters International was established in California in 1924 by Ralph Smedley. And today, Toastmasters International has evolved to be a worldwide nonprofit organization with more than 9,800 clubs in 145 countries. Yeah, that's massive. And it's where we can learn and grow together. A fun environment in building our personal development and safe place to practice our communication in public speaking and leadership. And next, Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers was established in Oregon in 19 September 2005. We are a blended or hybrid club. Our members are from all over the world, and we meet every Monday at 7 a.m. Oregon time. And last, the housekeeping protocol. During the meeting, we suggest you to mute your microphone unless you are going to speak and leave your camera on. And for oral takers, please identify your role. Now, I'm going to hand over the control to our president. Yeah. Miss Ayu Anantya, please welcome.
Hello everyone. Hello Chitra, Mary, Ruku, Yasmin. We have Kuneng. And thank you for being here, our guest Subhadra. Thank you for stepping up as our general evaluator for today's meeting. Hi Federico. So our Toastmaster of the day, is Ruku. Are you ready, Ruku? Then let's get started. Over to you, Ruku.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, a warm welcome to you all. Believing, belief, to believe, to be believed. I believe myself, we believe you, etc. Doesn't these words and sentences just work as magic when said or heard by someone? It does, right? It sorts of boosts your inner power when you are doing something and want yourself or someone else to have faith on you. I guess many of you might agree with me. Let's see who all really believe in the magic of believing. I would like to call Mrs. Mary to kindly say a sentence or two that does she believe in the magic of believing.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day. Do I believe in the magic of believing? It proves it to me when I see children so excited during Christmas time, waiting for Santa Claus. They believe Santa is that magical man that brings presents to them and leaves it under their tree on Christmas Eve. It's the excitement and power of that belief that I do.
Thank you so much. Now, let's call upon our president, Ms. Ayu, to share or to say a sentence or two on the magic of believing.
Believe in yourself and you will see the magic. Over to you.
Thank you so much. So, this proves that believing or to be believed really do all the magic. Well, moving on, let me call upon our grammarian and accounter of the day, Mrs. Mary Pearson, to elucidate her role.
Ruku had a heads up. She's already used the word of the day before it's introduced. Well done, Ruku. The word of the day is elucidate. Elucidate. It's a verb and it means to explain something or make something clear. For example, I don't understand. You will have to elucidate. Please try to use that word in your speaking opportunities today. Back to you, Ruku.
Thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite our timer of the day, Citra. Please come and kindly elucidate your role.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Hope you are all well. As a timer, it is my duty to time the table topic, the prepared speech, as well as the individual evaluations. I will alert the time by the use of green, yellow, and red virtual background. For the table topic speaker, the duration is 1 until 2 minutes. For the first 1 minute, I will use green color. 1 minute and 30 seconds, it would be turned into yellow, and 2 minutes would be red. The same goes with the prepared speech. You have 5 until 7 minutes. For the first 5 minutes, it would be green. 6 minutes, it would be yellow. And 7 minutes, it would be red. For the individual evaluations, it would be 2 until 3 minutes. For the first 2 minutes, it would be green. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, yellow. And 3 minutes, it would be red. When you see red, you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. Don't forget to pin me as a timer so that you can manage your time properly. I will give my timer report upon called in the meeting. Back to you, TMOD of the day.
Thank you so much, Citra, for explaining your role. As usual, the meeting today is divided into 3 parts. First is prepared speech, followed by table topics and evaluation. Starting off with our first part, that is prepared speech. I would like to call our first speaker, Federico. His pathway is presentation mastery, level 1 project researching and presenting, and the topic of his speech is the ultimate elevator pitch. Federico, the virtual floor is all yours.
Pitching is a different art, and that's why we're going to start with an interesting quote. Elevator pitching is a unique art where you must be aggressive enough to captivate people's attention, but smart enough not to oversell what you cannot deliver. And what is about pitching is about sales. Most of my experience about performing speeches before coming to Toastmasters was about selling ideas. It was not about the storytelling. It was not telling about all my ideas or things like that. It was only about sales, sales, sales. And that's why I'm going to teach you everything I learned from the new world to the old world in how to pitch great ideas. The first part, when you're doing a presentation, you have only 30 seconds to sell your $1 million idea. And yeah, when I say 30 seconds, this is true because my greatest teacher has been this device that you're seeing, a phone. People were playing in front of me when my ideas were crap, and it sounds evil, but that's how I learned how to perform pitches. That's how I learned about public speaking. I didn't get feedback. The feedback was, yeah, the judges were literally in front of me doing like this, playing with their phones, texting other people. So I knew if what I was doing was good or it was evil. And an example in what you need to do is that you need to focus in what you are trying to accomplish. In those 30 seconds is where you introduce your idea. This is an idea that I presented to the European Union a couple of weeks ago. And the question starts like, how can we urbanize or how can democratize urban planning? The next part about this adventure is that you focus on pain, the reason behind your idea, why you're trying to solve something. Is there a reason behind? or it's just a story. Elevator pitching is about solving problems, not telling stories. So it's all about results, and your pain is the reason behind the reason. Our pain, we cannot duplicate land. You can do many other things, but a house is a house, and if you own a house, you know that's valuable. If you don't own a house, well, there is a different story. That's why gold exists, Bitcoin exists, and other things that give you an asset in life. Then we focus on a team. You need to have a team of people. If you're going alone, most likely you are going to lose, because it's almost impossible that you're going to do everything on your own. You could be the smartest people on the earth, and you will not succeed in that thing because you cannot clone yourself. I would like to clone myself. It would be great, but I cannot still accomplish that. And that's how we introduce what we're doing, what are our roles, what we're doing, and everything about our skills. Like in my case, I'm a software architect, and my other colleague is an urban planner. That gives trust to the people who are buying your idea. The next part, you focus on your solution and the benefits that you're bringing to the people. The main thing, why I'm gonna give you cash. In our case, we focus that people can vote and can promote their own ideas, not only telling stories and that once in every 5 years, a politician comes and promise a street, promise a park, but you know, global warming is destroying a lot of things, so it's not exactly as predictable as it used to be. And there are a few countries like Poland that is extremely flat, where you can plan easily. Then you focus on the benefits in how the people can benefit from your ideas in what you're selling to them. Because this is the main reason why the people are going to trust in what you're doing and why your things are unique. In the new world, this doesn't exist exactly in the old world. We have something that is called the hot sauce. What is the hot sauce? It can be a patent. This is why Google got the cash. You can have an angel investment. You can have the support of some towns, some cities, some organizations, or maybe you have won some contests, because this increases your visibility and credibility among the people. The next part, this is about money. Sorry if you want to tell stories, but when you're pitching, it's all about money. This is the reason why you're gonna pitch, and the monetization model is extremely crucial. If you cannot answer this question or you don't explain it, you are gonna be crushed in front of the judges. And I'll tell you that because that happened to me more than once. So you need to explain what are your ideas. Maybe you're gonna go to some virtual rounds in the government. Maybe you're gonna build a subscription model or other things. The next part, you need to identify a target group, the people who are going to pay for your idea. So maybe you're gonna build a forecast, how many people are gonna use it, some predictions and other areas. The next part that is often ignored, and we believe that our idea is unique, your competition. You need to do a good research of who is the people that are competing with you, who are already in the market. If you're coming and say, this is the only one in the market, most likely you will be crushed also. You need to do very huge research. It could exist only in Singapore. It could exist only in China. It could exist only in one place, but you must do this research. This is very unlikely that you are the only one. Then you focus on the current state, and you need to be honest. What you have done, what you haven't done. As simple as that. The next part, your next moves, what you're gonna plan to do with the money that they are delivering you. Those are your next actions. So focus on things that are realistic, because many times people exaggerate, and you will have experience like Theranos that is already on that interesting things in the courts. Then focus on your needs. Why you're coming here? Maybe you need a specific amount of money. Maybe you need to have certain specific connections because you have the money. I met one of those entrepreneurs who needed specific clients in the gyms. He had the cash investment, but he didn't know too many people in the gyms across Poland. And some tips. The first one, be honest. Introduce you as a team, not as I. These are things that are very simple. And always focus on the team, not you. And finally, where can you test this? My favorite place, hackathons. Hackathons are special events where you must come here to win. That's how you become a hero. And if you don't know where to find it, Google has the answer for you. Back to you.
Federico, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much for an informative, elucidated, and innovative speech. Now it's time to call our second speaker, Miss Yasmin Telwala. Her pathway is leadership development, level 2 project managing time, and her topic for the speech is mystery of time. Miss Yasmin, the virtual podium is all yours.
Thank you, TMOD. Before I start, I just want to make sure that my screen is visible. Do you all see my screen? Okay. I can't see because you don't see do you see my screen? No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, is my screen visible?
I see it now, but yeah, I don't see you. I guess we. Yes, we see the PowerPoint screen.
Okay. So, okay, good. No worries. Before I start, I would also like to check with, I would like to rather request you all to please switch on your video if possible, and if possible, have a pen and paper with you so that we can make it as much interactive as possible. Okay, good. My project is about managing time. It's one of the leadership style. We, as a leader, have to manage our time. And there is my puzzle. Because the moment we talk about time management, we presume that we are time crunched. The basic underlying hypothesis is we have many more tasks to do than the available time. And this is where my question is, why is it that we have so many more tasks than the available time? I have to also share one thing which surprises me or puzzles me always. They say time is limited. But at the same time, whenever we are in trouble, we are advised to be patient. They say time will solve the problem. So if time is the limited, is the limitation, why do we have to be patient to solve the time? For me, it's a very, very big contradiction. I have had to struggle through to come up as to why time management always go under the hypothesis that we are short of time. And why at the same time, we always also hear people throwing up suggestions as to how to kill your time. Meaning there is time available. There is the mystery in the time that there are events, there are instances when time doesn't pass at all, and we have to look for options to kill time. What could have taught us more about time than coronavirus? If you ask me, I would divide the concept of time as pre-coronavirus, during coronavirus, and post-coronavirus. Pre-coronavirus, we really used to think how we're going to manage our time. We have so many activities to do, right? And then came the corona time, when we were thinking as to how to pass time. What actually changed? Why is it that the time we were rushing after all of a sudden became so much in abundance that our whole perception was, how do we pass time? And now, when we have sort of recovered the phase, or we are in the recovery phase, perhaps we are thinking how we are going to get back to the pre-corona time. The concept of time being the same, sort of chasing time. Now, my question again remains the same. Why are we chasing time? Why is it that time management simply presumes that we have much more activities than the available time? I tried to figure out this question, and to be able to understand, I found that it is better if I separate the time, the time management concept into the goals, and I link it to the goals. The way I could do that was to think of my short-term goals and the long-term goals, and to see how this time management fits into the short-term and long-term goal. I had to do a bit of research to understand what it means. And there I would like to share with you all a good matrix that I came across. This is the matrix I came across, which is famously known as Eisenhower decision matrix. Yes, he's the same president of US, the 34th president of US, who was very popular for his time management skill. And therefore, this matrix has been named after him. The way he frames is that we should think of our tasks in the order of importance and urgency. So you have 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 has to identify which task is important for you and is urgent for you. Then the second matrix, the second quadrant would be what is it that's important for you, but not very urgent for you. And then there is a quadrant which could figure out a time where you think this task is urgent, but it's not very important. And there is a set of activities which you will realize it consumes your time, but is not at all important and is not at all urgent. So please keep in mind this matrix. And here, I would love to do this exercise with you all. If you could all just think of 2 activities which you consider as waste of time. 2 of your daily activities which you consider is a waste of time. Just note it down for yourself. We'll come later to this. Then identify 2 activities which you think are very urgent and need your time. They are most important activities for you. 2 activities that you do every day which you feel are most important and also urgent. And lastly, think of 2 activities that you think are important for your long-term goal, might not be urgent. Just identify 2 activities from your life which you think, or your daily routine, which you think are important, they meet your long-term goal, might not be urgent. So now you all have a list of around 6 activities. And I will be very curious to know your list of activities. I see Mary, the timer has already turned.
You are muted, Yasmin.
Oh, I have to unmute. Sorry, I see the timer is red, but I want to ask Mary as to share with us two activities which she thinks is a waste of time.
Watching TV and reading stuff on Facebook.
Yes. watching TV and reading Facebook. And this is two activities perhaps you consider as waste of time because it might fit in your quadrant 4, which is it's not urgent and it is not at all important, but it takes your time. It takes your time. But there is a subtle reason for that. Isn't it that it gives us happiness or some pleasure, which also cannot be avoided, right? It helps us connect, the networking that it offers. But let's come to the important question. Is it that it takes the majority of your time? If that's the case, that's where the time management comes in. Let me just give you very quickly, I know I'm running short of time, but I will just go very quickly to identify how this matrix helped me identify my action points. So I just did the same exercise and I found that, okay, there are a lot of things which I do, which are important. For example, my work related things, which is preparation of my webinars, my technical guides, which takes 4 to 5 hours of my day, which falls in quadrant 1. It's important, it's urgent, and it meets my short-term goals, which is to live life every day being productive and proficient. At the same time, there are activities which meets my long-term goal, and it is for me very important to know what's my long-term goal. That's being happy and healthy. So if I exercise, I hike, I participate in Toastmasters, that's where I feel very happy, and it takes 1 to 2 hours of my everyday. The type of things which are urgent can just be be ignored, but takes my time are like fixing geyser, shopping, going to guests, could take 4 to 5 hours every week. And like Mary, I do like Facebook, watching mobile, etc., which takes up my 1 to 2 hours every day. In short, if I have to think it again, perhaps these are the tasks I should say as like do, schedule, delegate, and delete. For me, the underlying message is focus on deletion. If we can really identify what we need to cut down, that's the simple strategy on the time management. So it's not that not all the activities are unimportant, but what is important is to figure out how much and what we should dedicate our time to. And that is my skill. And that's the way I have figured out works for me. Simple strategy, declutter. Declutter the things that we don't need to do and we have a lot of time. And that's what COVID taught us. We just need to reduce down, just not scatter everywhere. With this, I thank you all for participating and I give it back to Chitra.
Thank you so much for an
Emoji, sorry.
Thank you so much for an amazing speech. Now, let's move on to our next session. That is table topic session. And for this, I would like to invite Mr. Tiger McAndy, our table topic master of the day, to conduct the session.
Thank you, Miss Toastmaster of the day. Belief. You know what I believe in? I believe that I don't know anything. And stop and think about it. I mean, that sounds negative, right? But stop and think about that. If you go into your day believing that you don't know anything, your chance of learning something goes up exponentially. Think about that. Federico's looking at me like, Tiger, you've lost your mind. Yes, I lost it a long time ago, Federico. I'm still looking for it. I will elucidate my job today. I am going to give you a quote. Your task in 1 to 2 minutes is to wax eloquently about whether or not you believe this quote and to give us some examples. We're going to start with Mary. We all know Mary believes in Santa Claus. So I'm not going to ask her that question because she already answered that question. Dang it. That was my question for you. I'm not kidding. That was actually my question for you, but you already answered it. So here is your question, Mary. A belief is not merely an idea the mind possesses, It is an idea that possesses the mind. I will say that one more time. A belief is not merely an idea that the mind possesses. It is an idea that possesses the mind. It's all yours.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Let me elucidate on your question, which is not just an idea. What it appears to me is it's actually a thought process internal to me. And I have many beliefs that I have not just thought about, I've actually internalized them and made them part of my daily living. And the number one belief is that people are inherently good and there should never be a missed opportunity to be kind to one another. So I really try to use that belief that when I meet people for the first time, I think the best of them and I try to help when people need help and to at least be kind to one another as I come across people in a day. So that's my summary of one particular belief that I feel not only I think about, but I internalize and live. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mary. That was interesting. Suhadra, are you willing and able to participate?
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. Not believing in force is the same as not believing in gravitation. Not believing in force is the same as not believing in gravitation.
Wow.
Sorry.
I'm dumbstruck. I'm really dumbstruck. I think I'll pass.
How about let's ask you this. Do you believe in gravitation?
Of course, I had to believe in gravitation because I'm sitting over here listening to each and every one of you. If there is no gravity or anything over here, then I'll be flying around like in a space station. But here, exactly what gravitation means, I need to look up in the dictionary and find out what exactly it means. I'm sorry. I'll pass on. I'll pass on. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Suhadra, for making that effort to a very, very difficult question. We appreciate it. We greatly appreciate you being here. Samantha, welcome. Hi.
Thank you.
Are you able and willing to participate? After that last question, you're probably thinking to yourself, no, I don't want to do it. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. If we don't believe in freedom of expression for people we don't like, then we don't believe in freedom of expression at all.
That sounds very true. Everyone needs to express their mind and say what they believe and don't believe. And if you're willing to agree or not agree with it in response, isn't that kind of the same thing then? So yes, everyone has the right to express their mind. It will bring about the ability to learn new ideas from people who think completely differently from you, and then evaluate them. So thank you, and back to you.
Sam, it's great to have you back. Are you in Oregon?
Yes.
Wow, cool. Yeah, we got to make plans. You're only 50 miles away.
50.
So we need to make plans. You will be here shortly so that the three of us will get together. That would be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Kanang, are you ready?
Okay.
This is a quote from my favorite teacher, who actually was one of my favorite friends, is not a famous person. His quote that he said every day before he started his classes was, "The only thing that can save you is education." This is what he said to his students every day until he beat it into their heads. Literally, the only thing that can save you is your education. What do you think about that, Kane?
Thank you, dear fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guest. I'm Kunang from Cambodia. I think education. Education is the bridge can change a person's destiny. For myself, I think without education, I cannot be here. I am the one who believes in education and I am determined about education. And I like studying when I was a child. And I think that the teachers who can say about the word education, he is a good person. Because in education, it means that people have to willing to be a good person that building self-confidence and especially about kindness to ourselves, and then we can sharing our kindness to the other people. In this world, we need more people who love education. When they love education, and then they can educate the other people. And one thing that I think nowadays people hunger about food, and the other way is people hunger about education. I see that UNICEF inspiring people around the world need to feed the hunger. For me, I think to solve these problems together, we need to educate them. Okay, for example, for my student, if I want to educate my student and reduce the hunger, for example, I need to let them write ABC and then read before I give him a box of food. After he can read and write, I give him a box of food and then I can give another more. Why? Because when he understands about education, he can stand up by himself and later he can reduce the hunger. No more hunger for his life because education can save him from hunger. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Kanang. That was excellent. Thank you so much. Melva, tell us 3 things that you believe. Elucidate elucidate 3 things that you believe.
What I believe, like destination, God, especially God. Just one thing that I believe is God, because I have religion and I have to believe God is there, God exists. And sometimes I don't believe myself. I can believe my mom or others. Why? As human, we often lie or pretending or something like that. And yeah, I just believe one thing. That is God. Just that. Not you also.
Thank you, Melva. You actually told us several things that you believe. You believe in God and you believe that humans lie. I personally have never lied. And if you believe that, well, I'll just move on. Citra. I'm going to go with the same question for you, Citra. What are several things that you believe?
So I time myself, Tiger? I guess so.
Or you can request you can time you. You's looking at me like, okay, yeah, you can time you.
Okay. 3 things that I believe, yeah. 3 things that I believe. All right. The first thing that comes to my mind when you ask the question is I believe in faith. I believe that well, as Melva said, sometimes humans, we lie to each other. But I believe there's something within ourselves that we trust, which is our own intuition. There's always one thing that makes us want to be kind to each other. It's the concise, something in our mind. So I believe that as a human, we need to be kind to each other. We have this kind of intuition that leads us to a good way every time. But sometimes it might be misled into something. But again, there's always something within ourselves. The second one, I also believe that every person has their own dreams, as well as myself, as well as you are. That we have something that we want to achieve, but sometimes we doubt ourselves because of 1 or 2 things that comes our way, elucidate us. But it's important that we keep our own belief, the magic of believing that we can actually achieve our dream. The last thing that I believe is the genuinity, the sincerity. Sometimes in this kind of modern world, it might be hard to find people with this kind of sincere heart. But by the time we know a person deeper, we build a connection, we might feel that they are genuine, they're sincere. So those 3 things that I believe. Back to you, Tiger.
Wow, that was an exceptional effort of elucidation. That was very, very well done, Citra. Thank you. And we greatly appreciate you being here. And being our timer. And thank you, IU, for stepping in to be our timer. For Citra, this next question is for you. Well, it's not actually a question, it is a quote. For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who don't believe, no proof is possible. I will do that one more time. For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who don't believe, no proof is possible. It's all yours, Miss President.
Nothing can really satisfy human being. Isn't it right? We give them something and they said no. We give them nothing and they say, why not? So everything, for me, everything, 3 things that I want. I believe in the unbelievable. I believe the untouchable, and I believe the unseenable. So people are different. Like Ruku probably have something different, and that's not about right or wrong. It's okay, right, Ruku? There is no proof necessary, and there is no proof possible. Just be ourselves, and let's just, again, what I always like to say, just do and just have your belief. And if it is right for you, then you are the happiest person in the earth. How about that? Travel topic master.
Thank you, IU. I am the happiest person on the earth because table topics is over and I don't have to think anymore. I am, however, I have two comments. Number one, there are actually people, Suhadra, that don't believe in gravity. There are people that believe the earth is flat. And I don't care how much proof you give them, they don't believe it. Number two, I'm extremely disappointed that Mary already talked about Santa Claus because that honestly was my first question for Mary is, do you believe in Santa Claus? She stole my thunder. What can I say? Back to you, Miss Table Topics. Thank you. I mean, Miss Toastmaster today. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Thank you so much, Tiger, for an interesting interactive session. Now, let's move on to our most important session, that is the evaluation round. And for this, I would like to invite Mrs. Subhadra, our general evaluator, to conduct this session.
Hello, Toastmasters. I think I'm the only guest, so distinguished guest. Good evening to all of you. Now, why do we have this session of general evaluation or evaluation? From the time we get up early in the morning and have our first cup of coffee, we will be evaluating ourselves, whether the coffee is good or not good. And that's where we start. And from the to the time when we sleep, we keep on evaluating ourselves. Why do we do the evaluation? To improve ourselves, to improve the coffee. Maybe we could have a better coffee the next week, or to have a good coffee in the afternoon. Anything can happen. So that's the reason why we have evaluation. Toastmasters International, they found that evaluation is the best way to develop and improve your speeches and how to do your leadership roles. And that's the reason why we are there. Now, first part is we will go about evaluating the prepared speeches. The purpose of giving an evaluation is to give constructive feedback to the speakers, to promote better listening skills on the part of the evaluators, and to practice giving honest reaction to a speech. Our first speaker for the day was Federico, and he gave a speech which is going to be evaluated by Melwa. Melwa, over to you. Melwa is the Sergeant at Arms for our club, and she does a wonderful job. And from the time I have seen her, she has improved quite a good amount, and I love the way she enthusiastically takes up any role. So Melwa, please go ahead and evaluate our first prepared speaker, that is Federico.
Thank you, Subhadra. Give a round of applause to Federico. Yes, I do believe people here agree with me. You look outstanding. Wow. I love your appearance. You prepare it well. You wear like professional, or you look serious. Your slides was so amazing. Oh my God, I'm so good. Sometimes I feel like, wow, that's great. Wow, you look so amazing. You are great, Federico. And not about your appearance, I do love about your body language when you talk about something that relate to your phone and you show your phone and then how describe about it, and you make it detail, you explain it well, and then when you showing your slide and your your appearance make a blur, become a blur, and you move to another side that empty and you explain it. I like the way it is because you look, because you wanna, you want to explain this PowerPoint and you move to empty space. And one thing that I realized, you too much showing your slides and some your slides make your appearance become blur or what's that, or opaque. And my suggestion is probably you can make it a little bit small, so we can see you beside your slide. Like another slide I saw you, you make some points and make it small and you explain it like this and like this, like this, and that's it. Overall, your appearance or your session today was so great. Good job, Federico.
Thank you, Malua. Now, our next speaker was Toastmaster Yasmin, and she will be evaluated by our very own president. Toastmaster, are you? Toastmaster, are you ever smiling? So softly spoken, always making interesting comments, especially when she is a table topic speaker, just like today. Now, she is going to evaluate Yasmin on the mystery of time. Are you? Over to you.
The mystery of time. Yasmin, the title was really nicely done. Am I right, everyone? Yeah, so let's give a round of applause for Yasmin. Well done, Yasmin. And then the next one, Yasmin, good things that you do. I want to list it a little bit. You start with the background about time and you twist it a little bit. So it's provoking mind things that we need to say, oh yeah, sometimes we think that we have a lot of time, but sometimes we said no. So it's remind me to a very small child story about if a mother asked one of the daughters, said, hey, this is some money, buy some candy. And but the store is far. No, mom, it's only one river to shop and blah, blah, blah. But then if her mom asking something else that she doesn't like, she will say, oh, it's too long. So I like everything about that. The next thing that I like is the property usage. I kind of noticed that you are actually try to do it since the beginning, but it's turned out to be better because you do it only in the middle. It's become a useful visual aid, only that. And the third thing is when you try to engage with audience, you prepare it at the beginning before the speech, and then you give the question, and then you wrap up it actually with in the message. But the things that I want to emphasize here about the property usage, I suggest you to only, what I want to do is I will give you a suggestion on the time, so your time management on this speech will be better. I think the PowerPoint can be done only once. The Eisenhower decision metric, that ones need to digest. The information there need to be digested well by the audience. So it's more efficient if you just elucidate And the rest, it's more efficient for you to just elucidate all. Like for example, the engagement time, the interactive session. It's better for you to just explain with your own example, and then yeah. So all of that is in favor of time. To conclude, I like the way you explain the background, the property usage, the interactive session that you tried, but and to in favor of time for this particular speech, I will suggest to be more efficient on just using to show just one time in the middle, that is the metric, and the rest just elucidate them with your own example. Thank you, Yasmin. Well done.
Thank you, Ayu. You have put it rightly in a nutshell. May I know, timer, can you please let me know if both the evaluators were on time?
I think I knows already. So the first evaluator is on time. Melva with 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Ayu is a little bit of past the time with 3 minutes 47 seconds.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Citra. I would just like to add, Federico, you have done an excellent job. I like the way you dressed up to give the presentation. I'm assuming that you are going to give such a presentation in your professional life. You had all the points, just like Melva has pointed out. Everything you pointed out from your opening of a quote to all and the transitions were excellent. And Melva has rightly pointed out that your screen was fully occupied by your presentation, your PowerPoint presentation, and so we were not able to see you properly, and that was really good. So I'm sure in your next presentation, you will do a fantastic job. Wonderful, congratulations, and we're looking forward to your next speech. Yasmin, we are missing you. I'm not able to see you, but Ayu has done a fantastic job of evaluating you, and she has given, like you said, it's the mystery of time, and you were not able to get hold of the mystery of time. Next time, I'm sure you will be able to nail it. So we are looking forward to you to do a fantastic job next time. The table topic session went out very well, and I think I was the only one who did a really, really bad job of answering the questions. The questions were connected to the theme of the day, and the table topic master really did a good job. But what I would like to point out is, although there were no guests, it is always a good reminder what is the purpose of table topics and what is the time limit. Just mention them before you start your table topic session. That would be really good. That's what I thought about, So now let me request my team members to let me know how the meeting went about the grammarian and our counters report. The Toastmaster, Mary, we're looking forward to let us know what all we did well and what all we need to correct. Over to you, Mary, Toastmaster Mary.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let me elucidate on what my job was today. I didn't explain my role completely. I not only was looking for uses of the word of the day, but also for improper use of grammar as the grammarian, and also for filler words, the ums and ahs and so's and other little filler words that get in the way of our elucid message that we try to portray. So As always, I've said it many times in this club, it is the most difficult job in this club because you really do a outstanding job grammatically and in filler words, and you did not disappoint again today. So I really was listening, but I saw very few mispronunciations or filler words. Let me start with my word of the day. IU had 1, Tiger had 3, Roku had 3, Citra had 1, and Mary had 1. I was so caught up in our speakers that I forgot my role as grammarian. So I honestly was listening though and saw no grammatical errors. I would say that Federico, I liked the thing that he said about the word monetization. I thought that was an excellent word. Yasmin, the only thing I believe was mispronounced was, I call it matrix. You were saying matrix. And I was going to look it up in the dictionary to see, is it, I always heard it as a long A. So matrix versus matrix. So that's the only mispronunciation I think that I heard, and I'm not sure that that was right. But I love so many beautiful phrasing and grammatical words. Abundance of time. Each day is something about proficiently. Very nice thing. Subhadra, I liked how you said to Melva, she enthusiastically takes her roles. Samantha, I like that you said learns new ideas from people who are different from us. I thought that was great. And Huning, I liked how you said teaching educates, teaches them to eat and reduces their hunger. I thought that was a very nice visual. I will say I did hear one from you, Kanang. That's all though. Melva, I don't know. You were saying blah versus blur. I've heard it as blur, so I don't know. Blah, the sound. And you said too much showing your slides. I thought a better word might be over showing your slides rather than too much. So replace too much with over. Citra, you said as a filler word, the word all right. You started your answer with all right as a filler. I loved how you self-corrected. You tried to say genuine the team, you're like, no, that's not a good word. Wait a minute, sincerity. And then later you used the word genuine. So you self-corrected yourself when you felt that it wasn't the right word. I loved, I believe in the unbelievable, the untouchable, and something else. I didn't get it all. That was a nice phrase. And you did one slang word, IU, I kinda know. So kinda, you can just take that word out, just say, I know. And a couple of times you were in the middle of a thought and you changed your sentence, kind of broke it to the middle. So just be aware of that in the future. Finish out your thought before you start another sentence. But that is a very minimal amount for over an hour's worth of speaking. So excellent as always. And anybody that I didn't mention, I wrote your name down and I had nothing grammatically wrong or no filler words. So great job. In the interest of time, I'm going to return my control back to the meeting, and I need to leave now to take my friend. Oh, okay. She said we have 30 minutes, so I can hang on there for a few more minutes. To you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mary. That was an elaborate report. And I'm sure we are all going to gain from whatever we have done well. Okay, a pat on the back, and what we need to correct ourselves, we will do it. Now, may I request our timer to give the report till now? Timer, Citra, Toastmaster Citra, can you please let us know? whether this, the speakers, the table topic speakers and everyone, we are on time or we are not on time? Where are we?
For the timer report, thank you for the time, by the way, for the timer report. For the prepared speech, we have one speaker who is on time, Mr. Federico, and Yasmin just a little bit over time. I already mentioned for the evaluator, we have Miss Melva, Toastmaster Melva, who is on time, and Ayu a little bit behind the time. And for the table topic speaker, I think I already wrote each of the speakers in the chat. Maybe there's some improvement needs to be made for them, some of the speakers to speak at least in the minimum amount of time, at least to reach 1 minute. And the rest are doing great job already. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Citra. And today we have to give a big round of applause to Kuranga, who I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing her name correctly or not, but she did a wonderful job in answering the table topic question, and she didn't have any ahs or pauses in her sentences. That was really fabulous, and she had utilized the full time also, unlike a few of us. Now let me I'm sorry guys, let me go about the general evaluation for today's sessions. Melva, you started so enthusiastically. You mentioned about Toastmasters International in detail and about Roseburg's Toastmasters, and you really gave the suggestions what we have to do while conducting ourselves in today's meeting. Fabulous job, Melva. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. I'm looking forward for you to do much better in our future meetings. Our president, are you Toastmaster? Are you greeted everyone exactly in the same way with so much of energy? But in our agenda, it is written that she has to give the mission statement, which was missing, and also the quote of the day. Those two were missing. She invited the guests and she welcomed the guests, but these 2 points were missing, and I'm sure in our next meeting she will be able to do those two, giving the quote and the mission. We're looking forward to it. Our Toastmaster of the day, Rukaya. Wow. Her theme was belief, and she had started with a good quote, and she introduced the theme and asked our grammarian what was her belief in the magic of believing, and also are you our president? And that set the note for the meeting. Wonderful, wonderful. The prepared speeches were very well done. And as I had pointed out, we could do a little bit better. And I'm sure in their next speeches, they will do much, much, much better. And we're all looking forward to it. We are, I'm not sure because the agenda which I have has got the old timings. I'm not sure whether we are on time or not, but this is what I would like to share with you. These are the points for each and every role player. All the other things keeping in mind, like being on virtual background, virtual meeting, we are doing everything in the proper way, I believe. And I'm looking forward for another meeting where I'll be invited as the general evaluator or a speaker or a table topic speaker. It was an interesting meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed. And what kept me going are the smiles of our Toastmaster Mary and Toastmaster Ayuva. Mary, I mean, I really didn't know what to answer for that person, and your smile was, I mean, I wasn't able to answer anymore. Your smile with the laugh, it just keeps all the Toastmasters in this particular meeting or other meetings of Roseburg going on. Are you your smile? Toastmaster Citra, I'm seeing you for the first time. Probably you have been a member for quite some time now, but I'm really glad to see you, and your smile also keeps us going. Thank you very much. I would like to hand over the lecture to the Toastmaster of the day, Rukaya.
Thank you so much, Subhadra, for being the general evaluator of the day. And thank you everyone for actively participating in the meeting today. Now, I turn back the meeting to our dearest president, Ms. Ayun.
Thank you, Ruku. You did a great job today again. Right. Thank you. Thank you for being our Toastmaster of the day. Next is Yasmin time. I will say Yasmin's time. Go ahead, Yasmin. We have time.
Yes, thank you. And I know Mary has to leave very soon. So I just want to thank Mary for volunteering herself as the speaker for the next week. So we have Mary as one speaker. The other speaking slot, Kunang has requested before she left. So I have two speakers, but at the same time, I'm open for one more speaker if any one of you present here wish to do so. Okay. Okay, so then I don't see someone taking up as speaker. I have, it's just us, so it's easier in the way to ask your preferred role. Maybe I begin with Rukaiya. Ruku, any preferred role for next meeting?
If I can be maybe general evaluator or evaluator.
Okay. How about putting you as evaluator for Mary? That's going to be a good challenge for you.
Okay, sure.
Right? So I will put you as an evaluator for Mary. Melva, any preferred role? Would you like to take up as TMOD, Melva? TMOD, the Toastmaster of the day?
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Okay. So then think of the theme, please. Think of the theme of the meeting and let me know. I have, you can reach out to me with the theme of the meeting, yeah? I know I have to thank Sitra and Subhadra for their time and everything. And at the same time, I just want to give it back to them in a way by asking if they wish to take up. I know maybe I can begin with Sitra because I know Sitra is new to Toastmasters, and we sincerely appreciate your coming here, Sitra. And in case you wish to take up any role, please feel free. Please let me know. I have been offering you roles as timer grammarian, but let me know if you want to challenge yourself with some other roles.
Some other roles. I don't know what else. I think for the next meeting, I can take another grammarian.
You want to take up
Table topic master?
Table topic master.
Topics master. Topics master. Yeah. Topics master. You can do that, Citra.
Yes.
Okay. Let me try.
Yeah, take that up, Citra. Subhadra,
And Yasmin, Citra would like to give a speech at some point in RSS also.
Sure.
Yeah.
Subhadra, I don't know how to thank you. I know you're not very well today, but still you have kept your commitment. We sincerely appreciate that. And I just keep it open. I know you're very busy, but in case you prefer to have a role, please let me know. We will be more than happy because I'm still looking for an evaluation.
I will. Thank you so much for asking.
Okay. Are you okay to take up? So the available roles with me are now evaluator, general evaluator, grammarian, timer.
I can take timers, something that,
Okay,
yeah.
I know Ayu is very happy with timer all the time. I have just given you general evaluator. Would you be okay to take up as evaluator for Kunang, Subhadra?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. Okay, so then I will put you as evaluator for Kunang. Ayu is the timer. Then grammarian. Tiger, you are my choice for grammarian at the moment. So please think of the word of the day matching the. And with this, I am short of general evaluator, which I can take for myself, and we are set. Yeah. So this is it. Citra, reach out to you for topics, and I will let you know the theme once I receive it from Melba. Okay. Thank
Just
you.
a small inquiry. Today we had it at 8:30. That is because of the time change over there in Oregon.
Yes, the winter timings have started. No, the US and
Oh,
Europe has moved their time by 1 hour. They have moved their clocks. So
ah,
we countries like us who doesn't move the clock would mean the change in time by an
oh,
hour. So
thank you
it
very
was
much. I had a wonderful day and wonderful time being with you. I'm not sure whether I've done a good job or not, but I did really enjoy doing it. Thank you. And I
Oh,
will
you were
go.
exceptional, Suhadra. You were exceptional. Thank you. That was
Yeah.
awesome. That was a great GE report.
Special
Thank
thanks
you.
to you,
Thank
Subhadra,
you.
our distinguished guest, and we truly appreciate all your input.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next Monday. Bye for now.
Bye.
So everybody, thank you very much. I know this time of the year, so many people have things to do, and which is okay, which is not a problem at all. I would like to say, because this is still in recording, I would like to say shout out to Samantha William. Thank you for being here again. We like to see you. So see you maybe in next week, Sam. Okay. So with that, then meeting adjourned.